Brian from ROCKFIEND, and I'm here with Josh and Rob from Midnite City. How you doing, guys?
Doing good. Thanks for having us.
So, I mean, obviously you've joined this tonight, and I think I'll start by looking back on 2021. Was it any better than 2020 at all?
Not much. Not much. We did well. I say that we managed to put our album out. Each Count the Scratch album came out, so it wasn't all that bad. We actually managed to do quite a lot. You know, we got the album out. We did 3 videos from the album. All of that was done in the middle of lockdown, so you have to question how we did those videos when we probably legally shouldn't have been doing them. But there you go.
It's on video now.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, fair play to us for actually getting it done, because I mean, even like the photo shoot for the album and stuff like that was a nightmare because there was no photographers willing to work and there was no venues. It was a nightmare getting it all sorted, but we did get it sorted, and we also managed to do our Each Count Scratch tour in August as well, and a couple of other dates. So it was slightly better than 2020. So we're just hoping it's going to keep going that way. You know.
So it's fair to say the highlight was probably just getting the album out there, really. I suppose, and the tour at the tail end at the very least, but isn't so much as anything else.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it was such a sort of a weird album to record, really, because of how we recorded it, really. Because the first 2 albums, even though we still do a lot of recording in our own studios at home, but the first 2 albums, me and Pete worked very closely together in the studio. You know, I'd go down to his studio and we would literally work side by side throughout the entire thing. But obviously we couldn't do any of that on the last album, so it was literally recorded in 5 studios all over the UK. We didn't get together once to do anything. It was all just done remotely. So yeah, it was kind of a weird way of doing it, and everything else was just it was hard work getting the album done, you know. But yeah, we managed to do it, and you know, and the payoff was finally getting out to play some gigs, you know, last August, and then we did you know, we also played just before Christmas last year at Bilston, which was cool. So yeah, so just relieved we managed to get our album out and get it all out there to people, you know.
Yeah, fantastic. So we're into 2022 with the hope of better days coming, and of course, again, another tour, the Only Come Out at Night tour. Tell us about that, and when's it kicking off? Where is it kicking off, and where are you playing?
Well, it's kicking off in Birmingham at Scruffy Murphy's on the 11th of Feb. We're joined by Takeaway Thieves and Atlas for the whole tour. There's a couple of dates where one or the other's not doing. I can't remember which way around. And then where after Birmingham? We've got Swansea on the 12th on the Saturday at Hangar 18, is it?
That's it.
Yeah. And then the following week on the Friday, we're in Blackpool at the Waterloo. Saturday at Trilliums in Newcastle, followed by Sheffield on the 25th at the Corporation, and Grimsby Yardbirds on the 26th. I haven't forgotten anything. That's good going.
Well remembered. That's like you've been revising for at least 5 to 10 minutes there. Make sure you get it all out of your head. It's not easy, is it? So are you looking forward to getting out there again for this tour?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. Like it was nice, as I'm sure Rob will agree, that after everything that's happened over the last 18 months, 2 years, that when we went out in August, it was nice to go and reconnect with fans and be able to see them again, and you know, be able to have a conversation with people in person again, as opposed to being stuck behind a screen like we've all been for so long.
And I mean, I suppose going on with the tour as well, hopefully now, because as restrictions are lifting, there shouldn't be really any excuses for people not to get to these shows anymore. Not really.
No, not really. No, you know, if anything, people should be quite hungry to go and have a good time, enjoy themselves, and go and make the most of it now that we've all been locked away for so long. You know, it's time to go out and party. You know.
Yeah, it should be time to go and play. I just wonder if there's some sort of, I don't know, fear or apathy, you know, amongst the fans. They've been out of it for so long with some people. You just see a lot of gigs and festivals and, you know, bigger shows being pulled, you know, going, you know, months down the line from where we are now. And even though we know that, of course, restrictions are being lifted, I just wonder what sort of the reasons behind that is. You know, why are people not going out there? Why are they not buying the tickets when they should be? I don't know.
It's a strange one. I mean, it's a case for me that you know, nowadays there should be sort of pushing to make it a thing again, to make things as normal as we possibly can. And now that things are a lot more normal, we should be kind of embracing that, really, rather than, oh, I'll come back to it later, you know?
Yeah, and absolutely. And certainly, you know, unless the fans are out there, you know, getting the tickets rather than just wondering whether they should go or not, you know, these things are not going to happen in the future. You know, we need to keep everything going, keep it alive, keeping rock alive, as we say at ROCKFIEND anyway, and just making sure we keep going out, buying the tickets, buying the albums and everything else to make sure things keep going. Otherwise, nothing continues unless somebody's backing it and, you know, actually putting their money where their mouth is, as such. You
Absolutely.
know, the phrase, really. So, yeah, I suppose, yeah. So we need everybody to get out there on this tour, come and see you guys, buy the tickets, buy the T-shirts when they get there and the CDs, and make it as a big success as it possibly can be, don't we, really? So
definitely, mate. Yeah.
So you've got some albums coming out. They're reissues, aren't they? The first and the second album, There Goes the Neighborhood. Tell us about that. What's happening?
Well, yeah, that's quite interesting because we haven't had actually copies of either of our first two CDs for a long time. We completely sold out of them a long time ago. To those people that don't know, we switched labels for Itch You Can't Scratch. So we were on AOR Heaven, which was a German label for the first two albums, and then we switched to Roulette Media for Itch You Can't Scratch. In the process, we kind of got the rights back to the first two albums, so it kind of works out in our favor, really. So we own those first two albums again, and seeing as we didn't have any copies, and we were constantly getting people coming up to us at shows, and one of the cool things that's happened over this past sort of year or so is obviously we got a big fan base of diehard fans that have been with us really from the beginning. But there's been people that have discovered us on this album that didn't actually know about the fact that we had two previous albums, and they've done a bit of research, and you know, they'll come to gigs, or they'll message us and say, oh, you know, I want to buy your first two albums, and we have to say, well, we don't have any, we don't have copies of either of them. You know, obviously you can stream them, but it's great that people still want physical copies, you know. So so I mean, they're really hard to get. I mean, I saw, if you go on eBay now, they're actually on there for stupid money, both of those albums, especially the Japanese ones are going for like 100 quid and stuff. So as soon as we got the rights back to them, we said, well, let's reissue them ourselves, you know, and it's literally just coming out on our own label. And to make it extra special, there's two bonus tracks on each CD. So we've added the Japanese bonus track to the first album, and There Goes the Neighborhood. And then even better than that, we decided to go in the studio and record two brand spanking new songs. So they're not acoustic songs, they're full studio, full band songs, which we recorded at the end of last year. So there's a new track on the first album, and there's a new track on There Goes the Neighborhood. So it's kind of cool, because obviously it's cool for people who don't have the first two albums, but we're kind of hoping that by putting those extras on them, that people that already have them might buy them again. You know, like I for example, I've just bought Kiss's Destroyer 45th anniversary CD, and I'm pretty sure I've got Kiss Destroyer on about 6 or 7 different formats. But you know, if Kiss add just 1 or 2 extra things to it, then I'll always go and buy the new one, you know. So we're kind of hoping that people just, you know, go out and buy them again. And another thing we're trying to be a little bit clever with it is with these reissues aren't going to be available to stream, so you've got to actually buy the physical CD, so you won't be able to download the new tracks on iTunes or anything like that. They're just going to be on the actual physical CD. So yeah, they're going to be ready for well, we have them now, but we're kind of keeping them for the tour. So they'll be available at all the shows on the tour, and then once the tour is finished, then we're going to be selling them online via our website and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So I do have a list, like a list this long of people who placed orders for, you know, who can't get to the, you know, people abroad and stuff like that. So yeah, people seem to be really, you know, really excited. I think excited to hear the new songs as well. So it'll be cool.
That's a good thing, and I think it's a much better thing not to be streamed. Let's go back to the old days. Let's get, bloody hell, if we could get rid of streaming and rid of downloads, that would be brilliant. Because then actually people will buy music, people will go out and see music and everything else, and it's just those kind of things have probably killed a lot of what we see and what we hear, you know, as time goes on, really. But it is
what a lot of people don't realize with that as well is, and I think it's kind of like it's just how the world is now, that people do stream rather than buy physical copies. But what people don't realize is that the amount of money that we make from streaming is just, it's pathetic. It really is. You know, I mean, we're talking minuscule amounts of money, you know, so it's almost like an insult when you get you know, how much money you've made from Spotify in a year, for example. The Spotify is the worst by a long way, you know. So if you're a fan of it's simple. If you're a fan of the band, you just buy the friggin' CD, you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. You just gotta, you know, so that we can carry on doing what we do, you know.
Yeah, it's really tough. Yeah, there's no money coming from it, and just because you reach 500,000 million streams on Spotify, where's it got you really? Probably nowhere.
Yeah,
nowhere at all, because everybody just says, "Look at this statement I've got, and I've got 35p. That's brilliant. Thanks very much for that." And move on. So apart from obviously the reissues, and I'm probably skipping ahead here. This is probably looking way ahead in time. But is there any new music planned? Any real full-length album maybe back to the studio for that? Is that looking a long way off, or how's that looking?
I think that one. I mean, obviously there will definitely be a fourth album, but I think the plan is this year to kind of get out and play as much as we can this year, to still try and, you know, promote. Because as far as we're concerned, again, you know, Itch You Can't Scratch is still a new album, and it only came out last summer. And we haven't had that much time because of everything that's been going on. I mean, we did the 6-day UK tour. You know, we've only done really a handful of shows to kind of promote that album. So I think this year is all about still pushing that album. And then we'll probably start looking at, you know, album 4 probably at the end of this year, maybe. I'm convinced there will definitely be one next year, but we have, to be honest, we've not really discussed it. But I think the general plan will probably be to start working on it probably at the end of this year, and then it will come out next year. So yeah.
Yeah, it was asking a bit much. I just thought I'd go right when it's coming out. I forget time is of no meaning, you know, for the past year or two. So I forget that obviously Itch You Can't Scratch, as we know, was only out last year, but it seems to, like, you know, nothing is in relative time anymore, but, you know, that's where it is.
Yeah, it also got massively delayed as well. I think that's doesn't help. It didn't help us really, because it was supposed to be out. I mean, it was initially, it should have been out at like the end of, God, I get confused with years, but I think we planned to put it out at the end of 2020, and then it was put back to March of 2021. And then the label put it back again to June. So it had about 3 delays from when it should have been out. So yeah. It seemed like a long time. So that's why we more than ever we want to make sure we promote the thing, you know. So much work went into it. We want to make sure we do a good job of promoting it, really.
Did we touch on the new video? Have we spoken about that yet?
No. Josh will tell you all about the new video.
All you need to know is it's awesome.
It's new and it's a video.
Of course, yeah. There's not much more to it than that, really. And yeah, it looks totally awesome. It looks great. We've only had it a few days or so ourselves, and it looks incredible.
What's the new video? Is it a new song or is it a track from the Itch You Can't Scratch album?
Oh, should we leave that as a surprise? That is the question.
I think we can tell the Rock Fiend viewers and listeners. Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually off the There Goes a Neighborhood reissue.
Okay.
So we did like I said, we recorded 2 new songs, and they both turned out great. So much so that I was kind of thinking after we recorded them, I was thinking I don't know whether we should have kept these for the next album. You know, it's kind of a weird thing, but one of them turned out so good. I think it was Pete who actually said we should totally just do a video for this to promote the fact that, you know, because people will be like, oh, what album's this off? This isn't off, Itch You Can't Scratch. So it's a good way of sort of promoting the fact that we got the reissues out, and also it'll hopefully help the tour, because we're going to release it on February the 4th, so Friday before the tour kicks off. So yeah,
and the song is?
It's a song called Rock and a Hard Place.
I think though, if you're going to tell us or not.
Yeah, well, I think by now, I mean, we actually did the track listings on Facebook the other day, so I think people know about that. So it was actually funny. Actually, we shot the video. I think it was January the 2nd, so it was right after, like literally right after Christmas. So, but yeah, it came out great. You know, the same guy that's shot pretty much all our videos. You know, the guy that did the They Only Cry at Night video, and Atomic, and so yeah, he did a great job. And as Josh just said, it's just a great video, real high energy, fun, kind of I don't know, it's got a similar sort of almost kind of like a bit of a Give Me Love type feel to it. It's that kind of song, really happy, fun, positive, smiley type song, you know. So I think you'll like it, right?
Which is exactly what the world needs.
Exactly, we're trying to cheer everybody up, you know.
We've got used to be miserable. Oh Christ, what's happening next? Where's the next restriction? Let's just have a cheese and wine party and be done with it.
Yeah, especially after the vampire video, you know, we got all serious on that one, so it was like time to get back to the you know, the fun side, I think, you know,
where we can go out and not have to stay in, and go out and stay in, and go out, whatever.
Yeah.
So anything else going on in that respect? Anything you're releasing? Or do we touch on the vinyl? You probably spoke about that already, I would imagine, with the reissues.
No, Josh could probably say a bit about the vinyl. It is
yeah, it is coming. It is definitely coming. It's the 4th of March, if I'm not mistaken. So again, another delay that happened with the album, but it'll definitely be worth the wait, and I can't wait to get my copy of it.
Yeah, it's actually even better as well, which I didn't actually realize until a few months ago. It's actually a gatefold sleeve as well, so it'll look awesome. It's a gatefold sleeve, and yeah, I think
it comes in 2 colors as well.
That's right. Yeah, so it comes in red and silver vinyl, so whichever you want. And I do believe that the orders, because I know a lot of people pre-ordered it, and because there's been so many delays with it, I think the people that pre-ordered will actually get it before the release date. So yeah. I was actually speaking to our label and also the pressing plant about that, and it's definitely on track to be out before then. So yeah, and if you haven't ordered it, of course you can get it through roulettemedia.co.uk, and hopefully we'll have it won't be on this tour, but hopefully we'll have some copies as well to sell you know, at our other shows this year
with the rest of the merchandise. Lovely. So what beyond obviously your tour that's coming up now, what else are you looking forward to in 2022? I think we are, yeah. What other shows you got coming up? There's a few festival dates I know of. We're getting the tail end of the year, but you know, before that, what's happening?
Yeah, we got the tour. I'm just having a look at I'm going to cheat. I've got my wall planner over here. So yeah, we've got the tour in February, and then we've got, oh god, we're all over the place. We've got we're playing Call the Wild Festival. We're playing Breaking Bands Festival. We're also doing Hard Rock Hell AOR in Manchester in June, that'll be great. And where else have we got? We got a headline show in Billesley in July. We're going to have, I think the band Twister's going to be playing with us on that one. Then we've got a German playing indoor summer out in Germany in September. I'm probably missing the load here. Josh can probably fill in the blanks. If not, I don't know.
We've got Hard Rock LRB for the first week of May as well. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure we're doing a little festival in Scotland as well, aren't we, Rob?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, a little festival in Scotland. We're really looking forward to that. That's going to be amazing. We're very honoured to be headlining on the Friday night. A little festival called the ROCKFIEND Festival in Glasgow. A great venue. I played.
Actually called Fiend Fest, but never mind. We'll...
Oh, sorry, Fiend Fest. Well, everybody knows it's it's.
You haven't got your ticket yet. What are you doing? you can get a ticket. You know, they're still available, but you know, get them before they're gone. But yeah, no, that should be great as well. I mean, that's some busy time. That's a big old busy festival time there as well.
Yeah, we're hoping
it's the biggest one, isn't it? I think out of that.
What's that? Sorry.
I think the biggest one you're playing there probably is Call of the Wild. I think.
Yeah, that'll be good. You know, the indoor summer one's looking good as well.
Yeah, I mean that's been delayed as well by 2 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean that's a great lineup. You know, we're still hoping to add maybe a couple of extras to that. And then obviously going into next year, we just want to make up for lost time, really. You know, like I think every band does. You know, everybody just, you know, it's been such a terrible couple of years, so I think we just want to get out and play as much as we can, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything else from you guys at the moment, or are you happy with what we've covered so far?
I think
pretty much it, isn't it?
I think so. You've got the tour, the reissues, the vinyl, all the festivals coming up. What else is there? I mean, everything's looking pretty good, I think, hopefully. And
yeah,
with no excuses from everybody out there to get to those gigs, buy your tickets, buy the merch, and just help support the bands, every band.
And don't forget cheese and wine.
Exactly. Save money on cheese and wine. Go and buy your bloody gig tickets.
Yeah, that's so important, though, Ryan. Like you said, you touched on earlier, but it's so important now more than ever that, you know, we're really trying to, you know, on the lead up to this tour, because it kicks off in 2 weeks on Friday, and you know, I don't think people realize just how much work goes into booking a tour, especially with what's been going on, you know, and it's so important that people come out to shows and especially buy tickets, and if you bought tickets, turn up, you know, because that's happening a lot where people have actually bought tickets but they just don't show up to the show, and there's no reason to be afraid of anything now, really. You know, everybody's pretty much boosted and jabbed and boosted and all the rest of it, and it's, you know, it's as safe as it's going to be to go out and have a good time. And but like I say, unless people do come out, you know, the bands will stop doing this. You know, yeah. Bands will stop touring. They'll just stop playing. You know, and if you love a band, you don't want that band to just be going out and playing 2 gigs a year. But that will start happening if people don't go out and buy tickets and go to the gigs. You know, so it is really, really important that people do that. So get your tickets right now.
Or else. Yeah, because I mean, 50% is buying the ticket, which is great because you know that hopefully the gig will still go ahead. The other half is you don't want to play to an empty room. So if they do buy a ticket and don't turn up, you know, it doesn't make you feel good to look out in the crowd and see that, does it? I mean, let's be honest.
No, it doesn't. It's
Well, speaking from experience, of course.
it's a shame should that happen. But it's also a case of not just is it a shame for us looking out, but it's a shame that they've spent the money to buy a ticket, so they've gone through half of the effort to then miss out, because at the end of the day, we're still going to turn up and do what we do and what we love, So we want to be able to sort of share that good time experience with everybody, in which you can't have that by not turning up. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, it's a band, as you know, Ryan, it's the ultimate like party band, that's what this music's all about, so it's, that's why we want everybody to join in and have a great time, and
Get out and
God,
party.
everybody needs a good time.
That sounds like a song there somewhere. Don't need
There's
nothing.
a song lyric in there somewhere.
Quick, write it down. No, let's refresh. First day off, Scruffy Murphy's, Birmingham.
Yeah. So once again, so Scruffy Murphy's in Birmingham is the first day. That's been rescheduled because again, just touching on what we was talking about earlier, a lot of venues have closed down due to the pandemic and stuff. So unfortunately, Dirty Rockers in Dudley is one of those venues that went, but we've rescheduled so it's fairly local to Dudley. So that's February 11th, February 12th, Newcastle. February 12th, Hangar 18 in Swansea. February 18th, Waterloo in Blackpool. February 19th, Trillions in Newcastle. 25th, Corporation Sheffield. 26th, Yardbirds Grimsby. That's pretty good going. Me and Josh just nailed those dates without even looking at the wall planner.
Exactly. Be there and don't miss out. And I'll see you in, unfortunately, one show. I'll see you in Sheffield at the Corporation.
Awesome, man. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it's only about 6 hours away. It's fine. And that's the attitude everybody else should take. So get out there, regardless of distance. Just get in the bloody car and drive. If you can't drive, get a flight. If you can't fly, walk.
Well, yeah, I seem to recall you traveling a little bit further than that to come and hang out with us and see us.
Yeah, I'd recall something about that too.
Yeah, I think Australia is pretty much on my doorstep. That's fine. Yeah, nothing turns out exactly as you planned either in that respect at certain parts of things, but it was a great thing for yourself to get over there anyway. And I saw you there too, so that was fantastic. So I reckon we're probably as far as we're going to be at this time, but it'll be fantastic. See you at least one show for myself. I hope everybody else gets to see you out there at the shows. Any last final messages for anybody out there, apart from buy the tickets? We know that one.
Well, yeah, apart from buy the tickets, as always, thanks to you, Ryan. I mean, you've always been an amazing support of this band since the band started, and ROCKFIEND, just a great bunch of people. So just thanks so much for all your effort and all your hard work, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you very much, and buy the tickets.
That's the main thing, isn't it? Get out to the shows, show yourselves, people.
Yeah, Josh will say a final word as well, I reckon.
Well, and Josh,
He's brewing to say something.
Okay. So my final word is go on, buy a ticket. Get done.
Do that once more. Once more. Just do it once more.
Once more. Go on. Buy a ticket.
So you convinced me, blimey. I'm quivering now. That's fantastic. I'll see you out there. Everybody else will see you out there. So cheers, Josh, and cheers, Rob.
Thanks, Ryan.
See you again. Bye-bye.
Take care, mate. Bye.